guys. Keith Engel for TGI Sports Talk Stream of Consciousness. Guys, we are live from the Carnival celebration. Started to get on earlier. It's been a rough time here, man. What a place. Oh, my God. It's like a city. It's like a city here. I don't know who's with us. I hope somebody joins us so we can have some comments throughout the show. Don't know how long I'll go. We got to go in and have a bite to eat before the Patriot game at 4:30. So, because I can't get the same much like I was last time Patriots played after. So, hopefully, you guys are doing well. We're live on TGI Sports Talk. We're live on Northern Stream of Sports. We're live on Let's Talk Sports. Maybe ZodiacTv. But you can also catch us later on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and the like. So whoever's with us, please bring some topics. I'll try to talk about some things that are on top of my mind, from college football, from professional football, that's the NFL, by the way, and Major League Baseball as we run down to the last day of the regular season with still some races in doubt, contested, if you will. So bring those comments and topics, and we'll go through them. I'm waiting for a waiter to come by me, by the way. Listen, big day. We'll talk about, I don't even know where to go from here. I'm just kind of winging it. I got some notes. Talk about yesterday in college football, but we'll go anywhere you guys want to go. College football yesterday, Georgia, number one, Georgia ekes out a win against Auburn, at Auburn. Tough place to play. A lot of talk today about, by the way, if you're listening, tell me if you can hear me, because there's a lot of music, a lot of noise. If you can't hear me, we'll just end this broadcast. But so if you're on, I see there are a few people on. If you're on, please comment. Let me know how you can hear me. Number one, Georgia, with a close win over Auburn. Listen, these are the type of games good teams win. I'd like to beat up Georgia for not playing well against an inferior team, but you know, it's all about winning. Let me get rid of my hand there if I can. So nobody's contacted. Whoever was here left. Anyway, inferior teams, they don't care. It's about winning. They found a way to win the game. Beck played well down the stretch. Had some good plays. You know, a couple of good conversions. Bowers is a guy who's going to play on Sundays for a long time, guys. Long time. Listen, Georgia's good on offense. They pass the ball well. They run the ball well. They play defense well. They're not a great team, but I don't think there's a great team out there. So let me know how the connection is. Let me know whether you can hear me because of the noise behind me. Jake Beringer's here. Alco blew it on defense. Listen, both these teams agreed. I agree with you, Jim. I bet Duke yesterday. Both these teams looked like they were trying to blow the game. It's hard to believe. Look, as far as I'm concerned, again, I bet Duke. As far as I'm concerned, Notre Dame should have won this game by 30. They blew so many chances in the first half. Penalties and whatnot. But I agree, Mike Elko, at the end of this game, deserves, some blame for this. So send a blitz on fourth down. Look, it's a good team. I don't think so, though, Jim. I don't think Michigan will be number one. I think it'll be Georgia. You gotta beat. Listen, they won back-to-back championships. I don't disagree with you that they may not be the best team in the country, but they're still number one because they have won back-to-back championships. They've been number one. Until you beat them, I don't know that you can get them out of there. So, it's a great debate. Michigan could be number one. Washington could be number one. Texas could be number one. But are they number one? Is it based on what you've done for this year, or do you get some points for past performance? So, again, I hope you guys can hear me okay. Again, I bet Georgia yesterday. I have picked Georgia in the past. LSU to win the national championship for a third year in a row. But I'm not sure. I mean, look at. I'll tell you what. Yes, you know what yesterday confirmed for me between Georgia, LSU game, Mississippi game, Alabama rebounds a little bit. You know what yesterday confirmed for me? It's very possible, not probable, very possible the SEC does not get a playoff team. Jimmy agrees they'll be number one, but we have to. Listen, I understand that. But all of this, you know what? All it takes is one slip up for Georgia to fall back, right? And they got some tough games ahead of. Well, they got an easy schedule in the SEC per se. This is a team I can see very easily slipping up or getting better as the season goes on. So yesterday was an interesting game. Again, I bet them minus 14 yesterday. This team just never got it going as far as being able to run away from a team. Interesting games in the SEC with Alabama. You know, I run through the top 25. It won't be in any significant order, but I'm going to run through the top 25 quickly so that we can continue the conversation. Georgia, as we know, beats LSU. Auburn, 27-20. Notre Dame over Duke. We'll talk about that game, 21-14. I bet Duke, let's say. Penn State rolls over Northwestern after a slow start. USC, Colorado. USC's got no defense, guys. This team should be embarrassed with the way they finished this game. An onside kick chance to win the game? No way. Kansas and, I'm sorry, what I got here? Oh, Kentucky, 5-0 now, guys. You know how much I love Mike Stoops. This team's 5-0 after really, I think, putting a beating on Florida with Leary throwing for just 69 yards and kid's name, Hall? Can't find his kid's name. Can't find it. They're running back. There you go. Davis running for 280 yards. Your quarterback throws for 69 yards in today's game, and you win this game by 19, at least 19 points. Kentucky might be a sleeper. I know I've said that for a long time. What else we got? I'm trying to read my writing. Michigan, obviously over Nebraska. Matt Rule's got a long way to go with that program. Nebraska gets rolled 45. Texas 40-14. Missouri, nice win for Missouri yesterday in the SEC. 38-21 over Vandy. Ole Miss we talked about. Listen, this game was back and forth. No defense playing this game at all. LSU came back after being way down, went ahead. Ole Miss goes ahead to win the game. Nice win for Lane Kiffin. Again, this game, the Georgia game, these are all the things. If Georgia slips up, and I don't care if it's an SEC championship game, the SEC may not have a team in the playoffs. What else we got? If I can read my writing from this morning. We've had a couple of adult cocktails, by the way. Oregon 42-6 over Stanford, not a surprise there. Oklahoma, my dark horse for the Final Four, 50-20 yesterday. Tennessee wins. A lot of people were talking about South Carolina upsetting them. 40-17, I think that score was. 41-20, sorry. If Bama wins 40-17 over Ole Miss, Washington, their closest game of the year, 31-24 over Arizona. Arizona a little sneaky good at home. And Pac-12 is good. We're going to talk about that. Fresno State, number 25, wins 27-9 over Nevada. Other games of interest, UCF somehow blows a 35-point lead in the fourth quarter. What's up with that? Navy loses to UCF, and Arizona wins big over San Diego State. We like to keep track of our military academies. Clemson wins over Syracuse. If there's other games you're interested in, please let me know. West Virginia wins. Lost a couple key players in that game. Kentucky big win. That Duke game, by the way. I don't know when. Nobody wanted to win this game. They both kept trying to give it away. Notre Dame, and again, I bet Duke yesterday. Notre Dame probably should have been ahead by 3 touchdowns at that half. What other stories we got? I'm gonna let that. I'm gonna let that bring some comments up, and then we'll go from there. Now we got Jim Barry here. And who else we got? Classy move by Hurricanes to see Riley Leonard after the game and the injury. Excellent move, by the way. Or Hartman, sorry. Hartman by, listen, Leonard plays hard. This guy's a tough guy, right? I love this kid a lot. I mean, do I think he's anything better than a really good college quarterback? Probably not. But you gotta love this kid's heart. And classy move, as Jim said, by Hartman after the game. I'm assuming Jim, you can hear me okay based on the fact that you're still playing. Kentucky next week won't be easy. No, Kentucky playing really well, 5-0. Everybody knows how much I love Mike Stoops. The question this week, and probably the rankings are out since I've had a chance to look at them, but Georgia's got to be number 1 still until they get beat. Problem is, once they get beat, then the everything's all the bets are off. Big 12 defense in the SEC. Listen, Texas and Oklahoma will move the SEC next year. I'm going to tell you what, I have thought they'll be like everybody else, but the SEC is coming back. Georgia's not as good. Sorry, I got over this drink, guys, so bear with me. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to have a runner. What's your name?
John.
John?
Yes.
John, say hi.
Hi, guys.
Yeah,
Welcome to Carnival.
We're live on my podcast.
Oh.
You're the man. John's going to bring me a rum runner while you guys are talking. And we give John my card. So you guys keep talking about, you guys put some comments up. We'll talk about the SEC. Got it?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good man. So anyway, where was I? So listen, I thought Oklahoma and Texas were going to have a tough time moving to the SEC, but the SEC's down a little bit. So listen, Oklahoma's my dark horse pick for the playoff Final Four this year, including Florida State, Georgia, Ohio State. Everybody's still alive after some chaos in the first 4 weeks of the season, 5 weeks of the season. So I think there's a lot to be said for what might come ahead of us. Jim, I bring you on, but I don't know how the connection's going to be. Carlos sent me a message that I might be buffering. That's why I don't want to bring you on, Jim. I'm not on the ship because we haven't left yet, so I can't get the internet. I've got the basic internet, and it's really not very good. So, actually, you know what, Jim? Let me see. I'm not even sure I'll be able to hear you. Let's see. Actually, it doesn't even look like I got to wait on invite people. Hold on. Oh, invite get. You know what I'll do, Jim? I'm going to put this in the. I'm going to put this in the comments. We'll see what we can do. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hear you or not, but we'll see what we can do. How do I put this in a comment? I can't make a comment. You can bear with me while I put you guys around. Unfortunately, Jim, it does look like I can't comment. Usually I can. On my phone, it's not as easy. So listen, continue to comment, and we'll try to do something maybe for Wednesday. We'll try to bring you on at a certain time. It's hard for me when I'm on a cruise. I don't know what I'm going to do. Pac-12 good games. Texas, Oklahoma look good. Texas and Oklahoma look great. Texas defense very good. Kansas is a really good team, by the way. Really good team. They tried to make it a game in the first half. Texas pulled away in the second half. Played much better defense. Oklahoma wins by 30 against Iowa State. Listen, that's not, that's not the little sisters of the poor. I understand they're not where they were a few years ago. Max Campbell's star has dropped a little bit. But there's some very interesting stuff going on around college football. Well, what other notes that I've had? Let's just think about the conferences. The ACC, Clemson wins at Syracuse. Florida State did not play this week. Wake Forest didn't play this week. Miami didn't play this week. North Carolina State wins. Duke loses, but not a conference game to Duke, remember. It's going to be a very interesting scenario in the ACC. The SEC, I think I told you, I think I'm starting to see the stars align. I'm not sure. I still like Georgia. We talked about this. I still like Georgia to be able to win the SEC and get to the playoff and win the national championship. It has to get better from here. This team played good on all aspects of the game, but they're not great. Will they get better as the season goes on? I do think so. Alabama is rebounding, and maybe Alabama's better. Did we bury Alabama too soon? I don't know. The problem is the other tier of the SEC, LSU, Mississippi, Kentucky. Kentucky's 5-0, undefeated in conference, obviously. What do we think about the SEC? I think there's a better than good chance they don't get anybody in a playoff if things continue the way they are. The Big 12, again, I thought it would come down to Texas and Oklahoma on their way out the door. I see nothing to change my mind about that. Kansas State doesn't look as good as they have. Baylor doesn't. A great comeback by Baylor yesterday against UCF, by the way. Down, I think, 35, close to it in the fourth quarter. Or maybe it was 35-7. The Big 12 doesn't look that strong. Pac-12 is very good. We know that. Oregon with a nice win over Utah. USC, I got to tell you, they're lucky to get out of that game at Colorado alive. There is zero reason they should not. They had that game in control the fourth quarter. For them to be surviving an onside kick at the end tells me all I need to know about that USC defense. They have not improved. They're not Oregon. Look what Oregon did against Colorado. I know it was at home, and USC was at Colorado, but think about it. Pac-12 could have one, maybe two. If things break right, Pac-12 could have a couple of teams in there. Who am I missing? Big Ten. Michigan wins big. Ohio State's off. Penn State wins big. Those are the three guys with opportunities. They could be looking at two people if the SEC falls back. Again, I'm not saying the ACC will not have a representative. I still like Georgia. Alabama, we may be burying them too soon. A lot to play out over the next few weeks. Next week, Red River rivalry, Oklahoma, Texas in the Big 12. It's going to tell a lot. See what we got. Jim Bringer says they'll bring the Easies here anyway. I'd like to bring you on, Jim, but I can't figure out how to do it on my phone. So what's Jim saying here? I know you mentioned USC defense already, but while teams don't... Sorry, guys, a little harder for me to read my line. While teams don't allow 20 points at 48-21, poor defense, Washington and Oregon, best two teams in the conference. Listen, I agree. Washington, I can make an argument that Washington or Michigan should be number one. Again, I just think Georgia's number one only because of the fact that they're already there. So good points, Jim. All great points. If Bama runs the table and wins the SEC, they may get... No, listen. I don't think it's a maybe, Jim. If they run the table and win the conference championship, I do think they're in. They lost a non-conference game. They'd be undefeated in their conference. They'd win the SEC. and they're going to be in the final. They're going to be in the Final Four. I don't know if that's going to happen. Tough games coming up. But Alabama may not be dead yet. I think we may have buried him a little bit too soon, and Nick Saban might feel the same way. Yeah, Penn State kept this game, or well, I guess. You want to say Penn State kept this game close. Northwestern kept this game close. You know I'm not a big James Franklin fan. This is one of the reasons, okay? It's not a big fan. Not a big fan. But Penn State wins big at the end of the day. CA's with us. Good afternoon, CA. Good to have you with us. What you got here? Bad time during early games. Most y'all are having a great time. I'm having a great time. I can tell you. You could probably tell by demeanor I'm having a great time. I just was down at the Pig and Anchor trying to make sure I could see the Patriot game at 4:25, which I can. We're going to miss dinner in the dining room tonight, but I can live with that. Great games in the NFL today. Dallas, great game. Dallas and New England. I don't even know what's going on in 1 o'clock, but we'll talk about some NFL if you want to. We can jump all over the place. You guys know we're all over when it comes to the. Get back to my. There we go. Keep losing my notes here, guys. I'm going to jump around just a little bit. We can go back to the college if you want, but I'll make sure we talk about some stuff. The NFL. Great games today. I'm going to give you my picks in a second. The big news of the day, Chandler Jones released by the Raiders after a very bizarre week. Some bizarre tweets on Facebook, arrest later in the week. Chandler Jones had some Patriots with problems with the Patriots the same way. I don't know. Charles, I don't know. What else is going on? You got to name it. Joe Namath saying he has no faith in Wilson. Let's move on. My wife just brought some food. And Rodgers came to Wilson's defense. So if you want to talk about that a little bit, we can. Big news in New York this week. The Raiders are going to start Aidan O'Connell from Purdue this week, a rookie from Purdue with Garoppolo and concussion protocol. They decided not to go with the perpetual clipboard holder. Oh my God, I'm terrible forgetting his name. My favorite OSU quarterback, favorite former Patriot backup quarterback. It'll come to me. What else we got here? Samuel will play this week. The whole oh my God, the whole thing with the singer. Oh my God, isn't that awful? Babe, what's the singer's name with the Jets? What's the singer's name with Travis Kelce? What's his name? Taylor Swift. Guys, I cannot believe I cannot remember Taylor Swift's name, but I could not remember it. So you got that whole thing going on. Is she selling more NFL tickets? Pretty sad for the NFL if that's what it takes to sell tickets. I'll give you my picks here in a second. We'll look at some comments too. Not going to be on that long. What do you got here? I can tell you who I bet today if you want. Oops. I have no idea what happened. I hope I'm still here. I have no idea. All right, got a fry. Got a comment here. Except my phone doesn't want to bring it up. Well, for whatever reason, my phone doesn't want to bring up the comments right now. So Jim says that the game is in Oklahoma matter in the rankings. All good. Thank you. They got one covered. Just and better. There we go. And the rankings, both teams make the championship game. Possibly not, Jim. I mean, it depends on what happens with the rest of the schedule, right? But I mean, if both those teams are undefeated going into the championship, I can see them both getting in before that point. I agree with it. CA, speaking of you, to consider after vacation, Monday night wrap-up during football games is a thought for a showtime. Great thought, CA, except I'm old. I'm old, I'm on the East Coast, and, 12 o'clock is not a good time for me doing games. But I am, and I know that Carlos will be happy to hear this, but I'm thinking about doing something with Friday morning game show. So there's some thought there. I don't know what I'm going to do. Not anything against Carlos. But, I always said when this became like a job, I stopped doing it. And I'm loving Sundays. I'm loving Wednesdays. Friday morning has become really rough because of work. Not because of Carlos or anything else. We may look, and I'll talk to Carlos about this, we may look to do it at a different time. So it won't be, one thing I can tell you, CA, it will not be after the Monday night game. What's the score here, by the way, in the Miami-Buffalo game, Jim? Because I bet the over. Here, I'll give you a picks for this Sunday. Give me the score. I did bet the over in that game. That was one of my bets today. I'll give my bets. I bet the over in that game. I bet the Saints, and I bet the Chargers today. That's what I bet. So the Jaguars over the Falcons. I don't know what the score was. I know that was in England today, probably well over. But I would have taken the Jaguars in that game. I got the Bills -3. I like Denver +3.5 over the Bears. I like Baltimore +3.5 over Cleveland. I like Cincinnati -2.5 over Tennessee. I like the Saints -3.5 over the Bucks. Obviously, as I said, I just bet them. I like the Eagles -9 over Washington. I like the Vikings. Can't remember how they're playing, but I like them today. I like Pittsburgh over Texas -3. I like the Chargers -6 over the Ravens. I got Pittsburgh down here twice. I don't know why. I like San Francisco -14. Oh boy, thank you, sir. You saying that for me? Give him another buck. Sorry, guys. Thank you, buddy. That's John. Say goodbye to John.
Bye. Come on board, guys.
Yes, come on board. Everybody come on board the celebration. I think Carnival was a pretty shot. I don't think. I don't know. Where was I? Right. So anyway, I want to score to Miami. The other games I bet. It's probably a bad idea. I got the Chargers. I said Pittsburgh. I said San Francisco. I said I like Kansas City, obviously, over the Jets. Don't care about the Taylor Swift situation. Those are my picks today in the NFL. Curious about your thoughts about the Jets quarterback situation. And name it, running down Wilson and Rodgers, back to Wilson. No, I've said a lot of bad things about I want to practice it with him. I should say that. Qualified it with him. From everything I heard, he worked closely with Jordan Love to get him ready for the moment he's in Green Bay. And even though Green Bay struggled, I think Jordan Love has not been the problem there. Their offensive line is bad. Jordan Love was ready for the big moment. And Rodgers helped him. Unlike Brett Favre helping Aaron Rodgers. And I think Aaron Rodgers helped and is continuing to help Beckel. Does that matter? Will it help them? I don't know. Oh, Dallas and the Patriots. I do Dallas. Maybe Plus, it's bad. Game. Okay. We'll move on. And I know the feed is probably terrible, guys, and I apologize. Well, that's a great point. See, CA said they can't both be undefeated. Oklahoma and Texas can't both be undefeated getting to the Big 12 championship game as they're playing each other next week. I will say this. If it's a close game, competitive game, exciting game next week, and the team that loses next week wins the championship game, I knew that was going to happen. Tell them not to get mad at me. It's a bad idea from the beginning. Because I can't keep my hands still. Guys, I just spilled my drink all over the poor guy's towel, which I'll give him mine. So I'm probably going to have to get off of here soon. Thanks, CA. Have a blessed Sunday yourself. Texas, Oklahoma, you're right. I misunderstood what I was talking about. When you drink, that's what happens. So, Major League Baseball, by the way, we still got competitive races in the West. We still got the Astros with a chance to overtake the Rangers with a Astros and a Rangers loss today. And also, what was I getting at? We got another game that matters. Mariners, the Marlins wrapped up yesterday. I can read my own notes. The games that matter today: Houston and Diamondbacks, Texas and Seattle. Really, for the West title, I think that's all it really matters. And by the way, at the Ryder Cup, interesting interaction yesterday between Rory McIlroy and the caddy for Cantley. Cantley, known for his slow play, didn't wear a hat yesterday. The fans were waving their hats at him all day long when he made a big birdie on 18. His caddy waved his hat, got in Rory's way, and there was a big to-do on the golf on the green. Then there was a big to-do in the parking lot earlier. It shows you the passion of the Ryder Cup. So just some of the things I'm throwing out, guys. Yankees continue their streak. Now 31 years over 500. Does it matter? I don't. With that, I think I'll call it a day, guys. Because I'm having a hard time navigating my drinks, my food, and everything else. So we got to get ready to get the food in it. We're ready for the Patriot game. Go Pats, plus 6.5 over Dallas. We like them a lot. Thanks, Jim. Thanks. Football huddle. Jim, I might try to get you in. We'll see what we can do. But I appreciate having all you guys in. Enjoy your Sunday. We'll be back Wednesday with some kind of college football huddle. Go Pats.